There we go.
Oh, sit down.
Look at this guy. Here he is. Richie, bro. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Now,
He's from Wanganui. He's from Wanganui.
it's off. It's off. You got to turn it on.
Yeah, I told you.
Yes, turn it. There you go. There you go. This guy's from Wanganui.
He's from Wanganui.
Yep.
Wanganui represent. Welcome to the show, Richie. It's so awesome to have you here. Now, I got to meet you once briefly.
Yeah.
And I've already said this on the show, so I'm not blowing smoke up. Yeah. I went to the gig at Porridge. It was my first time at Porridge, and at the end of the night, there were two comedians. I shouldn't say just guys, but there were two comedians who blew me away, who I'd never seen before, and you were one of them. Like, blew me away. and then afterwards, I think I said to you, like, bro, how many gigs have you done? And you're like, I can't remember what you said, but it was like 3, maybe 4.
4.
Yeah.
The first time I met the bro was at the Raw Central North Island Comedy Quest final.
Yeah.
Not a heat, not a semi, a final. And you've done what? 2? You've been to stage twice, bro? Like,
Yeah. So the first time,
Yeah.
I was the wild card.
Yeah.
Just for my first ever comedy show. And then my second time was a bit of a warm up to the finals.
Yeah.
Which was the Friday before the Saturday the finals was on.
Yeah.
Or the Thursday before the Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the finals was my official third time.
that is what a way to blood into the comedy.
Yeah.
A sold out globe too.
Yeah.
That is hard to do.
It is, yeah.
Oh, bro, it was different. I went from Porridge Watson
Yeah.
to about, 20, 30 people.
Was that in Hastings? Did you go to Hastings?
No, Wanganui.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go to the Globe,
Yeah.
which is, when I come out, there was just a lot of people and bright lights, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
Yeah.
No.
It's cool.
It's good to be on here, bro. It's good to be,
Yeah.
made it here. And
Let the
Excited.
world know who you are and what you do, brother.
yeah, so my name is Richard Whatianga Fui Mono Whaavesi. I currently live in Wanganui. I was born and raised in South Auckland.
Oh, beautiful.
And been in Wanganui for the last 5 years. Yeah, I think. Sorry.
Oh, whereabouts in South Auckland? We're both South Auckland boys too. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I was born in Otara
Oh, nice.
in
Yeah.
South Auckland, and then we moved over to East Auckland when I was about 11 or 10, 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bit of a situation between my parents and that. So
Yeah.
went to school out in Pakuranga.
Yep.
Or Pakuranga.
Pakachinga?
Yeah.
Pakachinga?
Or Pack of Went. Oh, yeah.
Right,
So
say how you feel to me when it's all good.
So went to school out there, and then gradually sort of made my way back out to South Auckland.
Yeah.
Yo, represent Clendon. What? I don't
Yeah.
go there anymore because Nan died, but I'm Otara hard. But
I still go.
I grew up. Bro. So him and the whānau went up a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they're staying out North Shore, right?
Yeah.
But took the trip to Clendon just to go to the Clendon Bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's my favourite place to eat. My
Yeah.
favourite bakery in
It's
the
a
whole
Which
world.
one? Which bakery is that one?
Clendon Bakery, right in the Clendon Centre, right
Next to
the
New World.
supermarket.
Used to be next to New World.
Yeah,
New
used
World's
to be
gone,
New
eh?
World, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Infamous,
I
like-
lived I lived on Finlayson Ave, which is like.
Oh, I know
behind it.
Finlayson. Yeah.
And I was on
So we were
Finlayson
down there.
too.
I went to Weymouth Intermediate, which has got a new name, and so that bakery was my bakery, and grew up in that pizza bread and loved it.
Oh.
And
How did we both grow up on Finlayson? Because I was in the corner of Finlayson and Mapleston.
yeah, just not
St.
far,
St.
real
Elizabeth's
close.
Church.
And whenever we go to Auckland, I
Yeah.
have to go back to Clendon.
Yeah.
Well, he bought back some
And-
pizza sticks.
I always go in. This time
He's
we
like,
bought,
I got you covered, Kels. I'm like, yeah, see it all, mate. And I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, Clendon? Bruh, thank you.
So I love that. I love that place. I love that area still. And
It's home.
yeah.
It's
That,
home.
I grew up there in Papakura.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to
Papakura.
Papakura, Rosehill College in Papakura,
Yeah.
and love it there too. So, so that's really cool that we got
Yeah,
that.
bro. I'm the same with Otara. Like,
Yeah.
every time I go back to Auckland, there's particular shops that I have to
you
stop.
gotta
at.
go there.
Yeah.
Which one?
So, Tan's Kitchen in Flatbush,
Yeah,
the Cook Island shop. Another one is sort of just on the outskirts of Otara,
Yeah.
Toby's.
Yeah.
Toby's, course,
Toby's.
bro. Toby's.
Toby's.
It's staple.
Yeah.
Bro.
Toby's.
Oh,
What's another one? There's just certain bakeries around Otara.
Yeah.
it's Kitford and Flatbush.
Yeah.
Because that's where, when I'm saying I'm going up in a couple of weeks' time, that's where we're staying in Flatbush. That's where my uncle and
Yeah.
they've moved just a little bit out of Otara, but
Yeah.
he really, still goes to the gym at Otara. He's
Yeah.
personal trainer now.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, bro, good, bro. But you know, back in the day, this is off subject a little bit. David Tua, 2002, he had the haircut with the
Yeah.
spikes.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle, he was in Palmy at the time. He worked security at Kmart. Had the exact same haircut, and I kid you not, my uncle would talk, and people would come up to him like, David Tua, it looked like him. But
Are you talking about Ken?
Ken.
Oh, yeah, he looks like him, all right.
2 weeks out before the fight in Vegas, do you think he's going to be walking security in Palmy Kmart? But because he looks so like him and he had the haircut, people were like, oh my God, you're David Tua, right? And like, my uncle was like, no, I'm a completely different guy. So yeah, that's fuzzy.
solid.
Sounds Kitchen. Shout out
So-
to Sounds Kitchen.
So you're in Wanganui now, and what do you do? Like, I know, but I just want the people to know.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in Wanganui now. So I guess what I do for occupation is I work for the family harm team alongside. So I'm hired by the iwi.
Yeah.
Tupoho iwi, Wanganui iwi, and I work alongside the police
Yeah.
and the family harm sector.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a heavy job,
If
man.
someone said to you
It's-
20 years ago you'd be working with the police, would you be like,
Nah, man, I would have slapped them, man. Honestly, I still have friends now that are still entrenched in that that belief.
Yeah.
work for the 503?
Yeah. So I'm a non-sworn police.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I see the boys in there like, man, I can't believe you're working with the pigs. I mean, the police are.
Do they hide their shit when you come into the room? Like, oh, like, is it all good? Is it all
Nah,
above
they're
board?
still the same, man. But
Yeah.
there's people in Wanganui some people know that I work with the police and
Yeah.
they're a bit hey, this guy,
Yeah. But you work to help
Like you-
people.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
the enemy, which is really bizarre.
Yeah. It's not until they find out what I do and
Yeah.
what my intentions are. It's
Yeah.
it's not to get anyone on a court case or
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
them slammed off anything.
Yeah.
It's so my primary job is to navigate these whānaus into the agencies.
Yep.
And talking with Kels yesterday about
You got a story, brother.
where I come from,
Yep.
and just seeing the gaps in the agencies or in the community that could be filled, and having someone like me come along. And I think if there was 100 more of me, that could be on board.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of souls being saved.
Because the
and-
thing is, there is 100 more views,
Yeah.
but they don't see that that's a career path because they're stuck in that culture that we're talking
yeah,
about.
that's right.
You
That's
made
right.
it out somehow.
Yeah. So I was fortunate that that somebody that was sitting above everything else in terms of levels of agencies, in that
Yeah.
he was actually an ex-gang member himself, and
Yeah.
reformed, did his paperwork and all this sort of carry on, and got his degree, and so taking it back a bit, coming from Auckland, me and my family, we moved from Auckland for a reason. My behaviour and my beliefs were just out of control, as they say, out the gate. But I'd been on meth for the last 18 years before I come to Wanganui.
Yeah.
And my family, especially my wife, had really had enough of my behaviour and how it was affecting, how my personal self and my beliefs were affecting our family structure and her well-being.
Yeah.
So she gave me an ultimatum. She said that she's moving to Wanganui.
Yeah.
And as we talked yesterday, anything out of Auckland, I just thought everywhere else out of Auckland was like Murupara.
Bro, the only experience you had outside of Auckland was Murupara, right? So he assumed the whole, and my half my family that are listening right now are guilty of this. They think once out of Auckland, because they were like, "Cuz, do you fellas have like, you know, traffic lights?" But so when my old man passed away and they came down for the funeral, they, out the gate, you fellas have a movie theater? I was expecting sheep running around and like legitimately, like
Yeah.
And so for him to not know anything but Murupara and your wife's like, we're going to Wanganui. You're like, God damn. Okay.
Yeah. I think the only thing I seen on TV about Wanganui was the shootings and the gang tension.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are we moving down there? We're going from South Auckland to this place.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess when we made the move, come down to Wanganui, and Auckland was all I knew.
Yeah.
Gang behaviour and everything else is all I knew too. So when I got to Wanganui, I was quite surprised on how developed Wanganui was. They had a McDonald's, they had a KFC, you know, they had a mini motorway, and you know.
Yeah.
But when you saw traffic lights, you're like, well, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when I saw the traffic lights with the numbers that count down so you can walk.
Yeah.
You've got that much time to walk across the road. So, you know, these guys are quite up to date.
Okay, I can work with this.
Yeah.
But it was... we also, part of the contributing factors with... part of the way I used to think and believe, me and Kels talked about culture.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Samoan Cook Islander, and but that's not my culture. That's who I am.
Yeah.
But that's not where I gravitate to. That's not. So there's a culture in Auckland, as you probably know. That is consists of Māoris, Indian, Fijians, and we speak the same, we talk the same, we go to the same bakeries and all that sort of carry on, but it's not our tribal sort of, and I was telling Kels how me and my brothers were looked upon as not being islanders. We look like an islander, we're the size of islanders, but we didn't speak islander. So to the islanders, to the Samoans especially, they're like, oh no, you're a plastic. You're not a Samoan. You're not. So we gravitated towards the Māoris and hung out with the Māoris.
Yeah.
But the Māoris we hung around, we only clicked because they didn't know their whakapapa either. They're from Whakatane, but they live in Auckland. Their bloodline is from Hastings or Tuakau or but they're in this. They've been chasing the dream just like us island people had been chasing the dream.
Yeah.
Come to the big smoke and but. Unfortunately, it developed this culture. Yeah. And it's hard to explain to people because they're like, oh, you Islander, you part of the island community. Actually, because in this culture, honestly, I'm going to be honest here, in this culture that in Auckland that I've come to learn and love and become, we even talk about our own.
Yeah.
We even backstab our own.
Yeah.
Bloody boongers.
Yeah.
Those boongers are at it again. You know what I mean? But if somebody outside the culture, like too far outside, like say a Pākehā person or somebody said, fucking coconuts. No, it's not all right for you to say that to us. It's So it's been a bit of a journey, especially down here. Like I said, I've been off meth for more than 18 years now.
Wow.
And part of that using was I guess I was telling Kels about my identity, losing, what is our identity? You know what I mean?
Bravado, reputation.
Yeah, that's it.
Rep was everything.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say was for us, but is now. It always will be.
Yeah.
And that means what? Getting into gangs, you start getting into fights, you start flipping bags, the bags get bigger, you get deeper in it.
That's right.
Right? Is that more or less?
Yeah. Well, and then next minute, it's not even about you start off with these dreams, say that you're gonna flip this and you're gonna buy this, you're gonna buy that.
Yeah.
But then when you're riddled with dysfunctions. Those dreams are put aside because now you're aiding or you're using this drug as a medicine to fulfill what's going on in your heart. So now you're only working to use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the same time, your mental health, your everything is spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest reason why we moved to Wanganui.
And you got no grounding because, like you said before, you don't know your culture. Your culture is the Auckland culture.
Yeah.
Where do you fall back on? And it's your boys and what you know.
It's when you look at that culture we're talking about, it's actually a fairy tale.
It's a facade.
It's a facade. There's no such thing. You know, I look at our Māori brothers and some of my brothers that I hung around with, you know, through that time with this culture I'm talking about. They were fortunate enough to learn their whakapapa. Even though they don't know nothing about their whakapapa, but learn their whakapapa, go back to their people, and then have a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my marae. This is, you know what I mean? And I used to look like, fuck, what about me, bro? What about me? You know, and but I have to. There's a journey that it's like a giant to me. I've got to do the same thing. Whakapapa back all the way back to Samoa, because you know, my grandfather did speak to me and said, hey, you can go back to Samoa and tell them who you are and blah blah blah. But it wasn't encouraged by my father. You know, he was entrenched with the New Zealand life too. This is back in the 80s, you know. His mentors were who he used to look up to were the stormtroopers and this is the 80s and 70s 80s where the islanders who started, that's where the culture started mixing, you know. But like today, like I've got five girls, happily
beautiful.
married, you know. And
That's amazing.
I've got to keep going. Like my mind's got to be busy all the time. Like that's why I just jump to things like this when Kels said, "Hey man, I'm just wondering." Yeah, cool. That's us. You know, because I've got to keep sharp. I've got to surround my people. I surround myself around people that are either headed in the same direction I'm going, or already somewhere I want to be. You know, because too many times, too many years, we'll be sitting in the shed with the boys, and I go, "Man, I want to be over there," but I'm still sitting here with them. You know, and we're still talking years of bullshit about, this is what we need to do. You know? And I'm thinking, why the fuck am I still sitting here talking to the same dudes about the same dream that we've been talking about 5 years ago, and we're still here procrastinating and so.
But all that, brother, is because like we were saying yesterday, is someone like yourself is the person that needs to be, like you said, there needs to be 100 more of me, but there is. But going through all of that adversity, all that pain, like jail, gangs, like all the above, but by going through all that and then coming down to Wanganui, being a voice of reason and change, and then you're sitting in a, you know, like whānau hui with dudes that are like going through that right now, and then they hear your story, and then you, like you said, this little flicker of light in their eye, like, man, I'm going through that right now. That's, you know, and they don't want to hear from some, and I don't want to mean no disrespect, but some, like, say, I don't know, 55-year-old white guy called Ian who grew up in the North Shore, who learned about this through books and reviews. Like, I wouldn't. I would want to hear from the guy who's been through it, done that, because otherwise, how do you know what my struggle is? Because I want to know how the fuck I'm going to get out of here. How did you get out of here? And like you said before, I want to be with someone who's walking the same path, or where I want to be. And if I was sitting there, I'm like, how the hell did you get here? I'm going through this and this, and you're like, I went through this and that, and that's how you can one at a time grab someone out of that and be like, follow, this is how I got here. That's powerful stuff. That's right. Know, but you had to go through all that. That pain to be where you are, that beacon of light. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. I hear from professionals, you know, in the work I'm in, and these are professionals that have been PhD. They worked hard for their stuff, but one thing they can't get on paper is life experience. You know, and they say you know, and it's real uplifting when I hear it from them. They say, man, you know, I've got this, and that. But you've got a master's in domestic violence. You've got a master's in meth. You've got a master's in survival of meth. You know, just survival in life. But
that's right. And like you were talking about, Kels, you know, just the experience when we're sitting in a room, or so Mana Man is one of our programs that we've just
Mana Man.
Mana Man. So Mana Man is another group that we seek to have those sort of corridors around having that, making other brothers feel the similarities and stories and.
Because I said, like with our podcast, the first episode we ever did a year ago, it sort of blurted out, and it became the backbone of what we believed in, and was normalizing the conversations amongst men when it comes to life experiences and mental health. Is that sort of more along those lines?
That's exactly what it is. You know, working on men's attitudes and behaviours for them to be better men in their homes.
Mana men.
So Mana Man's a vehicle that we reach out to our men, and just the power of the group like
Yeah.
we talked about yesterday, how that, you know, somebody like myself could be talking about something that happened to us 5 years ago
Yeah.
and how we got through it,
Yeah.
and somebody in the group that's just fresh and didn't even know where to start, you know, looks and has that shine in his eye and it says, hey man, I'm going through that right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going through that right now. How did you get through it?
Yeah.
You know, because that's where it is. That's where the connection is.
Yeah.
You know, I've learned too when I also did a group called Man Up, and one of the things one of the corridors we had was that somebody in this room has the key to unlock your heart.
Yeah.
You know, just by talking. So,
Yeah.
I like that.
you know, and
That's
taking
cool.
in some of our cultural stuff.
Yeah.
You know, our cultural stuff, and hearing from our matos and older Māori guys and
Yeah.
Māori whānau and islanders about sitting in a whono and just talking.
Yeah.
They're just talking. So they're talking, it's just back and forth stuff, but that's how it's done. That's
Yeah.
how it used to be done. And I'm thinking, man, is this where I got it from? You know, is this why I'm so natural at sitting in a group session and just being able to not not assume something's going on with someone, but feeling, because I've been through it, feeling and seeing that this person's going through something that I can familiarise with. He hasn't said it yet, but I can feel something's there. And all I've got to do is say, man, you know, I give them a story of mine, and I say, oh, you know what, man, you know, years ago, man, I used to be really jealous of my partner. You know, she used to be on her phone, and I used to always wonder, who the fuck is she texting, or who's it? If she smiled, my jealousy would just go off the roof.
Yeah.
And the boys would go,
Insecurities.
the boys would go, bro, I'll do that now.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm getting somewhere like, okay, you know. So it doesn't matter what it is, you know. I call it the man problem.
Yeah.
You know, the man
Yeah.
problem. And too many times, us men, we will isolate, and we will actually try and get counselling, or we will counsel each other. Partners. You know, like your partner or your wife. You're too busy trying to counsel each other. The male is trying to tell the female how to be a female. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way us men will really know what it is to be a female.
Yeah.
Vice versa, she's doing the same thing. But we're just going back and forth, and then
It's toxic, hey? Real
it's toxic. Toxic
Yeah.
is, you know, if we can't see it, then you know, and that's why I encourage men to come to men's well-being groups, because only a man can relate to another man on how they feel.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And is it like one of the things I've always said on the show is like, you know, if you see someone who's struggling, you know, sometimes just sitting with them is enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes just sitting next to them.
We've
like,
done that.
And we've done that with each other, you know what I mean? Like, we've been like having a bad day and we've been like,
Sit down and watch a movie.
Just come over and watch a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's enough, and sometimes that
Enough.
can break the ice, I don't know, break the stigma of not talking.
Stigma,
Yeah.
nice, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's just that little bit of like, are you okay?
That's
You know,
right.
or like, hey, do you want to talk about this? And it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no. I just want to be here with you. You know.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I love that work that you're doing. It's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So is this your crew, or is it someone that they
Oh,
recruited yourself? Or?
yeah, just a big shout out to Mahanga Williams, Shane Bennett and Tony Waikato, who will come. Mahanga start birthed this mana man off, and it was just a need that we needed in Wanganui for men, you know, to come together and being able to be in a safe space, and also giving tools and solutions around some of the topics we talk about, you know.
Yeah.
And some of the topics are some heavy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't talk to your friends about.
Yeah.
Great.
You know.
So where do you go for that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And
So we encourage. That's what our group is for, and you know, and we kind of not just promote ourselves, but make ourselves vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, because
Powerful. Man.
you know, somebody could be sitting there, and if the person talking is not showing any vulnerability, it's like, oh, okay, then, you know.
Yeah.
Vulnerability, no vulnerability, then there's no relatability, then you won't see them come back.
Yeah, that's right. That's
You know?
right.
Yeah. And you're right though, because, and we've said this before, it's like sometimes you got to find that right person to connect with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And sometimes sometimes that person you're surprised who it is. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like sometimes you're like, I didn't think it'll be you. You know what I mean? But, but that's the one that, you know, just helped and got you there and got you over the line, if you will.
What's the ethnic, in terms of like the divide, is it Māoris and Islanders, or is it quite a good mix that you guys get? Or
it is a quite a good mix, bro. It's I think
Good.
our boys in the group are real relatable, and you know, and I like what you said, because when I started out, there were a few people in the room, you know, just like this, different diversity. And when I came in the room, I said, "Oh, what am I going to get from these guys?" Yeah. And there's nothing that I can relate to these guys. And somebody totally opposite to what I do and how I think, how I dress, what I eat, said something that hit me. And that's where that saying comes back. You know, somebody in this room, you don't know who it is, has the key to unlock your heart. And I looked at this person and I thought, what the heck? This has got nothing to do with gangster shit. This has got nothing to do with how much weed I can smoke, or you know, this guy's going through something that he's just shown some vulnerability, and it's hit me in the heart, where I'm thinking, I'm not fucking sharing nothing about that, but I know what he's talking about. And it's not until I felt good about myself and got a bit of courage, and then
So was that the initial reaction, bro, where you're like, well, fuck, I'm not going to go that deep?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So was that your initial reaction? Yeah. And now look at you.
Yeah. So this guy he goes, "Oh yeah, man, my best friend slept with my missus," and I was going through that. And I went, and I didn't even flinch. I just went, you know, because when he said it, all I was thinking about is, wonder if these guys can see. Yeah. Who's sitting next to me can see, because
was that paranoia?
I didn't want to swallow, because in case it made a big noise. Yeah, I was paranoid. I was insecure. I was, you know, I was real scared.
Was this one of your first meetings when you got to Wongas?
No, this is in Auckland.
Oh, in Auckland.
This is in Auckland. This is in Auckland. Yeah, by the time I came to Wanganui, I was, I was still a bit wary about trusting people in that, you know.
Yeah. We've had a question come in from Carl. He says, how can one keep men's groups free from toxic masculinity? Because he's witnessed some toxic men's groups before. So how do you keep it?
Toxic masculinity within men's groups.
Yeah, how do you keep that free in sort of an open environment?
I think it's just to reassure everyone that there's no judgment, and we had another facilitator with Sterling, that he was really good. He had nothing to do with masculinity or gangs or anything. So the group we were running, some people thought it was about giving your glory stories and all this sort of carry on. But this guy made it clear that you don't have to come here and beef up your story to be a part of the conversation. Yeah, you know, and just making that clear amongst the group that you might not be where he is. Yeah. Or you might not be where he is, but you're here for yourself, you know.
Yeah. Again, there's their vulnerability.
You know. And I hope that answers that question, man. Like, you know,
answering a lot of questions, but it sounds no, you fellas in general, in terms of that's. So how long have you fellas been doing this? Is it Wanganui based?
Yeah. So Mana Man's been going for about 3 years. We've only just started heading upwards. Because our brother Mahanga, he's just taken his time, you know, and I think he's done the right thing. He's come in when the time is right. Promotion and everything. We've got the right team. We've got the right structure on our 101 program, Triple MP program. We actually got an online format that we do a live panel. Yeah. So a few weeks ago we had an interview with Matt Brown. She's not your rehab.
She's not your rehab.
She's not your rehab. So that was an amazing.
My father's barbers.
Yep, my father's barbers, and that was an amazing experience too. To
you got to work with them.
Yeah. So he come over and did a bit of an event, and Mahanga Williams took took some initiative to connect with him, and so we got him on the panel and we interviewed him and had some questions and that, you know. Yeah, so it was good. I don't know if you know.
She's not your rehab is big. That's cool.
Yeah. So last week we had Owen Pomana. You ever heard of Owen Pomana? He's a I think he's like a chaplain for the Ukraine army.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah. So he's a oh man, he's got a wonderful story, and we had a story on Mana Man last week, and he went from drugs and guns in Australia and all this sort of stuff, and he got blessed by God, and he just went went out the gate for God and doing his thing.
Wow.
But yeah.
that's amazing. But I want to know, bro, quickly. So you said that there was last week. Is this like on your? Do you guys have a Facebook page that we can sort of? Do you have a story that you could like right now go on the page and listen to the bro story?
You can go on Mana Man, and I think he's on Facebook. Yeah, Mana Man, the Mana Man page, and you can see all the videos.
That one alone. Would you say Ukrainian what? Sorry, brother.
Ukrainian army. He's in the army. He's a chaplain for.
He would have a story.
Yeah.
Oh, he's honestly, man, I've never met anybody like the brother. Yeah, that's it. The Mana Man
group.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's the Mana Man group. Yeah.
And plus, where do you get cops some merch? Nice.
Yeah. So the bros, so like I said, the bros are just taking it to that next level. So Shane Bennett is our merch guy. He's our designer and graphs, cameraman and sort of stuff, bro. So these are just some of the boys from around the ways and Wanganui. We got together. We have the same passion for our community. And
you said you wanted 100 of you fellas, but you got what, 4?
Yeah. We've got 4. We've got brothers out there that are that have come and gone.
Yeah.
And we wish them the best because they've come for a reason and they've left because they felt strong enough to be on there. And that's cool as. You know, like even getting into comedy, I inspire the boys.
Wow.
You know, they're like, man, that's like out of the box there, like
Yeah.
You know,
It is. It is out of the box.
You can do anything, man.
It is. Yeah, you can
it.
do anything. Like when you got that confidence, like when you got that strength within you, like nothing's a hurdle away.
Yeah.
Because we need more. We need more Polynesian humour, brother.
That's
Please.
right.
That joke you did, I won't repeat. You can if you want.
What's
it's
that
yours. The one I popped at Porridge Watson. I told someone one of the cousins, one of the cousins. He was the first one to shout out on YouTube. He's over in Perth. I told him on the phone like a couple of nights later. And man, he cracked up. I was like, cuz there was a room full of white people, bro, and they didn't really like politely laughing. I popped.
I think they were confused, huh?
I popped. I told my mom.
Was that the punchline? I didn't get it.
I told my mom the next day, and she burst and I cracked up.
Yeah. I think most of our islanders will get it because we know about fafas, eh?
Yeah, fafa.
We know fafas, you know, and it was, I might as well say it, eh? You know, me and my cousin were on Queen, K Road, all places. So when I mention K Road, and if you've been from Auckland, you know K Road, eh? So we're standing there, we're getting ready to go into a rap battle, and there's this chick standing in front of us. And my cousin goes, hey man, my name's Mark, and this is my cousin Richie. And this lady turns around and says, hi, my name's China. And I said, fucking more like Tonga. Love my Tongan people out there, man. This is not a direct joke to use, but these are the prettiest fuffers out there.
I've heard, all non-Tongan Polynesians just like ruffling right now.
Yeah.
Crack.
And that's I guess if you've been in that culture before, you'll understand that there's Samoans and other islands. You know, we pop shot each other with jokes like that. Eh? Like so many Tongans, you know, they give Samoan jokes. You know, and it doesn't, you know, because we have been through, you know, in 1985 when they had the chopping mall and they had, you know, Tongans against Samoans, and it was horrible. We're kind of over that. You know, we're kind of over that. It's made us stronger. Where, you know, we pop
no
jokes.
real dividing lines.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And we you know, we mock each other hard out there, Tongans and Samoans, but yeah.
It's
a good joke,
The Tongans, man.
Yeah, no,
Tongans.
our Polynesian listeners, I appreciate it very much. Yeah, man.
I want to ask you a question, man. I've always actually wanted to ask someone, and you're the first person in this position who I've been able to ask.
Yep.
So, like, obviously, gang culture is a big thing in our country. Like, it's all over. It's everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, one of my, I don't tell many people this, one of my favourite movies, especially one of my favourite Kiwi movies, in fact, probably my favourite Kiwi movie is a movie, I hope you've seen it, called Dark Horse, with Cliff Curtis, where he's a chess player.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That movie, like, like, growing up in South Auckland, you know, you're very aware of the gangs, and I've told Kels the story, like, I used to work in high school. I worked at a supermarket, for pocket money, and my favourite customers were the mongrel mob.
Yeah.
Because they would come in with a trolley and fill it full of booze, food, mostly beer though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like full.
Yeah.
This thing was stacked, and they would always come to my checkout.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's because I showed them respect. Do you know what I mean? Because they were just guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No different from anyone else. It doesn't matter what patches they're wearing. They were just humans.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if I wasn't on the checkout, if I was doing the trolleys, I used to have to help customers take their stuff out. And I would always get called in to be like, can you help these guys unload all this stuff in their car?
Yeah.
And they were always real nice to me because I would unload it, and they would always try and give me some money. And I would always be like, oh, no, you're good. You know what I mean? Because I was told if you do that, you'll lose your job. So, so I was always like, no. They're like, no, take the money, bro. Take the money. It was only like $5.
These cameras.
And I was like, no, you're good. You're a good guys. Just do my job. Do you know what I mean? But that movie Dark Horse anyway really got me like thinking a lot about like the gangs and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know like people who join, different gangs.
Yeah.
Do you think they join because of something missing in their life? Like they don't have those relationships that they want with their whānau or with whoever.
Definitely.
They're not getting the support they need, and they see it in there, that camaraderie of like, we're all together, we're all one family, and we look out for each other.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's more of a like a bigger fundamental issue with society, like New Zealand society, where people feel they have to join to have power or respect or get by? Because I'm always the first one to put up my hand and say, like, man, racism's still rampant in this country. As much as we hide and we don't like to admit it, there's still I can't think of the word. There's still institutionalized racism in this country, big time.
Nailed it. That's the word.
Yeah, and I which bugs me to no end. Especially being a government employee, it bugs me to no end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I still I'd love to see that cycle break one day. That's a long question, but
that's I think that's a difficult one, especially with the institutionalized racism. You know, those are pockets. Those are pockets of certain people that these sort of people down here will never ever get up there. So those people won't get a chance to hear what these people are really about, or hear their hearts. You know what I mean? And they make sure that no, you can't make it up there. But I guess racism goes both ways, eh?
Yeah.
You know, like I've got some racist Māori mates, and it's just terrible. It's everywhere, and I guess sometimes we've got to start with ourselves, eh?
Yeah.
We've got to start with ourselves, But in terms of the gang question, most definitely, bro, identity.
Yeah.
Identity. If you, I haven't seen the Dawn Raid movie yet, but
we've got Oscar Piley DeSavo.
Oh, cool,
brother. Yes.
So I haven't seen that movie yet, but I was brought up by grandfathers and uncles and aunties that were in that era, and I didn't even have to ask them questions about it. Like you can see what it's done to them. You can see that we've almost lost our culture. Let alone being here in New Zealand, and then you look at our Māori whānau that just before the Dawn Raids, who are still trying to recover from some of the stuff, now our identity is in tatters, our mana is in tatters, so they start losing trust in government agencies. They start losing trust in the council. They start losing trust in schools. So they gravitate towards each other with the same problems. The same problems. No food. No education. So I guess they some of these people, some of them, they try and make the best out of whatever they got left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And being the best, I mean they're gonna be the if they're gonna be the bottom heap, they're gonna be the best at being the bottom heap. And they're gonna smash their way through anything that comes in their way. So for myself, there were a few things missing in my life. Like I've got a father, but he wasn't. I don't blame him. He wasn't equipped to hand down the right information or
Right, so
Yeah.
you're not
that
saying he was
sort of stuff.
neglected or a bad heart, he just wasn't equipped.
He
There's
wasn't
a big
equipped.
difference.
He wasn't equipped. He was,
Right.
you know, when I was younger, I used to look at him and think, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what why don't you tell me that you love me? Or, you know, fucking, what's wrong with me? Or,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't until, like, I'll tell you the story. When I went from South Auckland to East Auckland,
Yeah.
it was the first time I've seen so many white people. You know, I came from Beach Primary, you know, and then we went to a place called Anchorage Park in Pikaringa, and then when we went there, me and my brothers, there was only there was a lot of white kids,
Yeah.
you know, and Pikaringa back in those days in the early 90s was the rich area, you know.
Because that was before botany, really.
Before botany,
Yeah,
before
yeah,
botany,
yeah, that's
before
right,
before what's the back roads of
like Botany Junction.
Flatbush and all that.
Flatbush,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Before that used to be all farmlands. We used to go get stoned around those areas. Yeah, Music Point and all that sort of carry on. So
Anchorage.
when I went to school and then you know, had some Pākehā friends, some good Pākehā friends. Then I got invited to like a sleepover. That was the first time I had an insight of what a family looks like. And so when I slept over the bro's house, I was like, this is wrong. This is
Yeah.
wrong. This is weird. This is strange.
What, eating
Yeah.
at the table.
Eating at the table. You know, they've got jugs of proper jugs for cordial.
Cordial.
Your cordial, and it's, you know, the fridge was stacked. You know, I was thinking, shit, man, what the heck's this?
Yeah.
You know, and I tell you what amazed me was the interaction between my friend and his father.
Yeah.
You know, we used to go play rugby. I always give this example in the men's group. We went to go play rugby for the school, and my Pākehā mate, he's fucking. He looks like a fucking bag of sticks. You know, he can't play for shit. He can't pass.
Yeah.
You know, he fucking, you know, he cries every time we get tackled. His fucking dad is going, "You're amazing, boy.
Yeah.
Way to
Oh,
go.
wow, dude.
Way to go." And I'm thinking, fuck, is this guy for real?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, he grabs his son's crying, and he goes, "Son, you are amazing." And he gives him a kiss. And I went, what the fuck? It's like fucking, you know, this man is kissing this boy. You know, like, it was
Yeah.
very foreign.
Yeah.
It was very foreign. Like, my dad never kissed us. He just went, oh, yeah, you know, he gave this hug that it looked like he was uncomfortable. Yes, you know, you know. So there was no sort of interaction. No, there's no connection there. But when I seen this connection,
Yeah.
and I thought it was so wrong. Like, this is fucking dude's fucking lying to the kid.
Yeah.
You know, he's not good. He's terrible. You know. And it wasn't until later on in life I thought, fuck, these are the things that fathers are supposed to install into their son
Yeah.
at a young age.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't until my parents broke up and I was at the age of fucking 30, you know, coming out of a prison leg,
Yeah.
my dad says, "Yeah, I'm very proud of you, son."
Wow.
And I thought, I didn't even cry because it didn't mean anything. And I was like, "You're a bit fucking late, bro."
Yeah.
You
Is
know?
that how you reacted to that?
That's how I reacted. Like, fuck. I just looked at him like, oh, okay. But no, I didn't say that to him. In my head, I was like, fuck, it's a bit late, bro. I'm 30.
Yeah.
Just finished another leg.
Yeah, that's profound. That reaction is just like, it's a bit late for that. So it dawned on you pretty quickly that, you know.
I'm already hardened up. You know, I'm already.
Was that your second leg, you said?
Nah, this is like fucking my fifth leg.
Straight up.
Wow.
Yeah. So my exterior, my heart was already hardened up.
Yeah.
You know, and then when he said that, it was too hard to penetrate. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Well said, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, son, I just want to let you know, I haven't been the best father, and I just want to say that I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, usually this is a crying time,
Yeah.
but I seen this sort of shit when my bro was, when my Pākehā mate was, like, we were like fucking 7, 8.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, we were about 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? At that time when he was getting all that goodness, my friend,
Yeah.
when I go back to my house, I'll be in my room when it's nighttime. I'll be shit scared, bro. Not that anything's going to happen
Yeah.
in Pākehā,
Yeah.
but I'm already installed with these things of thinking that anybody can come through that door at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, because we used to have house parties at my house in Otara, fighting and all these dudes, all these strangers. Me and my brothers used to wake up and there'd be people, my dad's friends in the room rooting. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck's going on here? You know, or you know, it was just a ugly environment. And so when we moved to Pakuranga, those fears were still in us, and me, like fuck. You know, I always had this paranoia at night. You know, I'd lie in my bed, and I'd get back up and look out the window. I'd just always look outside the window, look at it, you know, and then go to sleep. Like just some, you know, and that happened for years. They kept on, you know, even when I'm an adult. I still do it now. My wife said, "Man, fucking, you're crazy, man. Why are you going to check every door twice?" Yeah. Because I always check the doors, you know, check the doors, fucking check the windows, close the curtain, open the curtain, have a look outside, you know. Yeah. I've got 5 girls now, so.
I was about to ask you about that. Like, so you said you have 5 kids, but 5 girls.
5 fucking girls, bro.
I know. You want to try again for number 6? Might be the 6th one.
No. So when we had our 5th girl, and the doctor said it was a girl.
Yeah.
How did you react when the doctor said it was a girl?
Like I said, oh, mate. Can you just swap it with that baby in the other room? But my wife, my wife had a C-section. So while they were down there, she just said, "Can you close up shop?" Yeah, because we tried for a boy on our 4th one, and it was a girl. Tried for another boy on our 5th one, and it was a girl. Yeah.
And obviously not complaining, but there's more like, you know, that's wow, 5 on the trot, gee.
Yeah. And I've seen some of the bros that one more try. One of my bros, he had already had two girls, and he goes, we're gonna have one more try for boy, and then he had twins. Yeah.
See, we were different, man, because we had 3 girls. So the oldest one, her birthday's tomorrow. She's gonna be 14. So we had 3 girls, and then we're like, oh, do we want another one? And Jen, my wife, she always wanted 4. Yeah. She always wanted 4. And I was like, no, I'm good with 3. Like, 3's nice. And then, so we just like, well, if another one comes. 7 years. Yeah. 7 years. And then she comes to me one day and she's like, yep, here it comes.
Wow. When they said boy, did you find out at birth or
before?
Yeah, when boy, were you just like...
I was sure it was going to be a girl. Because
fair enough.
That's right. I was sure it was going to be a girl. And I wasn't like, I always wanted a boy, obviously. You know, I think every guy wants a boy, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I wasn't like upset. I wasn't like, oh, you know, I was always like, hey, man, that's what was wanted. That was it, you know, and I love them. I love my kids. I love my girls.
Otherwise, it rubs off on the way you look at your kids, eh?
Yeah. No, I was like, nah.
Just start calling him number 5. Number 5, number 5.
But disappointed in you. The last one was a boy, and it's amazing how many people came up to me and like, "Did you keep going till you had one?" Yeah, and I'm like, "We're like, nah."
You had a set.
Number. People don't believe us when we say that. They're like, "No, we always wanted 4, and we never thought we would get 4." Like we kind of gave up hoping for number 4. Yeah, and then it was just like, "Here's number 4."
But the reason why I asked reason why I was asking about to ask 5 girls, right? That example you spoke about, where you saw your Balangi mate and dad interact that way, and you didn't have that. As a dad yourself now, what route did you take? Did you take the overly encouraging, the loving?
Nah. Because I didn't know any better. Yeah,
right.
So my first, I think it was my first 4 kids, bro. My youngest one, my 4-year-old, has had the best of me. Yeah, she's had the best of me, and she's touched my heart because I don't know how this is going to sound, but. The other kids, I was too gangster, too cool to even be at their births. Like, one of them, I was too worried about meth. You know,
selling cells.
Yeah. Sitting in the garage, just doing some dumb shit. My wife comes out, or my wife now, she comes out and she says, "Oh, the baby's coming." So, no, that's not how it went. We were in the garage. The boys went, and I went inside. Yeah, and she was fully pregnant, and I had been up for days, and we were about to go to sleep, and she goes, "Oh, I think my water's broke," and I went, "What the heck?" And then we turn on the light, and then she pulls the blanket, and she's got her legs spread open, and she goes, ring 111. So I ring 111. I said, oh, hey, my partner's about to have a baby. And then the lady said, how far is she? And then my wife said, I don't know. She said some numbers.
Yeah.
And I said, she said blah, blah, blah. And then the lady on the phone said, she that close. You need to look down there. And I said, yeah. You need to open her legs, look down there, and see if you see a head. And I went, hung up the phone.
Straight up?
Straight up. I hung up the phone, and I looked at her, and then she said, what did the lady say? She's about to. And I said, wait here. And I walked out of the house, down the driveway, and rang the ambulance back and said, you need to come now.
Yeah.
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 I said, how far is she? Oh, I don't know. You just need to come.
Yeah.
And then hung up the phone and waited for the ambulance. And then
Wow.
yelled from outside, babe, the ambulance is on its way. Yeah, but I don't know why I was like that.
Was that your fourth?
That was my fourth, I think. Yeah. No.
Because how old are your girls, brother?
I got an 18-year-old, a 14-year-old, or 13-year-old, 11-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And honestly, the disconnection that I had with my father is the same disconnection that I had with my first 4 kids.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not until now that my kids can trust who I really am. Because I explain this to the boys sometimes, that in the past I must have been that much of an asshole, or my vibe or aura, you know, or even the way I treated my wife back then in front of the kids. They take on board that disrespect. So when I used to walk into the house and they'll be in the lounge, I used to sit in the lounge because I'm feeling guilty. I haven't even engaged with my kids. I'll come in the lounge, sit down, and before I know it, they're leaving the lounge one at a time, pretending they got something to do. Oh, grab the plate.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll be all in the kitchen. I can hear them, so I'll go in the kitchen, and they'll just start spurring off. You know, spurring. You know, and I thought, fuck, that's not good. But
So is that how you reacted? You were like, that's on me, or did it?
Yeah, no, I knew exactly it was on me because that's exactly what I went through. You know, and it's not until now that we can, me and my girls have a good conversation. You know.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But I honestly, you know, I don't feel that closeness with my other 4 kids that I do with my 4-year-old. My 4-year-old can just ask me anything,
What's
say
her
anything. Briley Ann.
You've got Briley Ann, brother.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
a blessing.
that's massive. But my other girls are home, like
Yeah.
we see each other in that, but it's not as close as me and Briley.
Yeah.
But now look at you. You're a trailblazer now.
Yeah, bro.
Trailblazing.
Yeah.
Raisin. I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Rick Flit. But
Yeah.
it's just, and we've got the website up. I want to see this Ukrainian cat.
Yeah.
So-
Owen Paulman. So he's on their Manaman page. If you look on there, so if you go down.
Oh no, I've got to join. I've joined.
Okay.
Oh, is there no other page?
Oh, hold on. That's a private page. I've joined a private page. Sorry, my bad. I'll still join. I still want to join.
I want to join that one too.
Yeah, so Owen Paulman, that's him there on the right, bottom right.
Hold on. Just give me a second. What I'm going to do is share this with everyone
Yeah.
on the feed so they can see as well.
Yeah, that's Owen Paulman. So Owen, right? Usually we have some questions in that, but Owen is just that amazing and that busy in his life. He didn't stop.
Yeah.
And you know, if the story is like, we will go, we'll give a signal, something, you know, the signal, someone to jump in, you know. But man, we just wanted to fucking keep watching. What the fuck? I was like fucking focused on what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because he went from staunch gangster, but not even a gangster. He was a staunch one-man army. You know, one of those crazy fellas who takes on whole motorcycle clubs and the whole motorcycle club is scared of him.
Yeah.
That's Owen Paulman. Honestly, man,
I'll be listening to that. That's gangster shit.
Straight up.
Oh, he's like, Patch? What Patch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story is amazing.
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to listening to that.
So obviously this is the page. So if you're watching this, check it out. I think this is definitely tomorrow tomorrow when we wrap this up. This is definitely on the watch list
It's on the watch list, bro.
to come back and have a look and join in.
And I feel, honestly, I knew that
Richie,
you would have...
Richie B's part of the group.
Richie B? Oh, Richie Bishar.
Oh, my old mate Jade.
Oh, mate Jay.
Oh, mate Jade, bless him. Cool, man. Hey, it's been an absolute... I'll flip this back.
You rounded off there, Dilly boy.
This has been awesome. I want to get you back.
Yeah, man.
I could talk to you all day, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to get you back on sometime soon and just
like an episode
dive in.
dedicated.
A dedicated episode.
Yeah.
Man, I'm keen to check out more of Mana Man.
I want to come to a meeting. I want to sit down and see.
Yeah, would love to
So
hello.
just while we're on here, before we wrap it up, Mana Man is at 356 Som Parade, Wanganui, Aramoho, at Te Aho Marae every Mondays,
Cool.
7 p.m.
Yep.
But if there's anybody out there that's struggling or wants to know more about Mana Man, just comment on the page and yeah.
So those meetings on the marae, can anyone just turn up?
Anyone can just turn up, bro.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so.
There's no waiting list or referral form that you need to sign or anything like that.
Can you rattle off the dates one more time? When and where?
Yeah, 356 Som Parade, Aramoho, Wanganui, 7 p.m. every Monday nights.
7 p.m.
Everyone's
every Monday
welcome.
nights, 356 Som Parade.
Yeah.
And I think as well, like
Beautiful.
being Pākehā, you know what I mean? Like you hear this on the marae, and I think you go, oh, I'm a bit scared. What's the protocol? You know, like, oh, am I going to offend someone? It's pretty open, eh? Like,
it's open as.
You just come in.
It's open as.
It's just I think a lot of Pākehā have this perception about marae that, oh, I can't go there. It's like, no, it's a meeting place. It's about coming together. And being there. So
every Monday.
Fully understand, bro. There's no judgment on ethnicity or anything like that. Like it's for any man.
It's men.
Yeah.
It's men.
Cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So just a big shout out to Mahanga Williams, Shane Bennett, and Tony Waikato from Mana Man Wanganui.
Yep.
And thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, all our Wanganui listeners, honestly, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you got one more thing? Any gigs coming up?
Yeah, so I got a gig tonight at the Globe.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, got a gig tonight at the Globe. I wrote some new stuff. But it's I want to try it out tonight and
Nice.
It's about Tongans. Nah, just no.
Oh, I'm coming along. I'll bring Mum with me. It'll be a riot.
So if there's anybody that can make it from that's watching and maybe in Palmy tonight, come down to the Globe, have a laugh.
Otherwise, check out Porridge Watson. Hello Comedy.
Yeah.
Beautiful is where I met you. So,
brother, thank you.
This has been awesome.
This has been awesome. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna come show off your bike, brother, because because like Donald's like maybe I don't know. I entered a competition. I won a V8.
Maybe I won a. First I thought it was a V8. Then I'm like, no, it's a motorbike. Maybe I've won a. Hold on, what sort of bike? Because my dad will be watching this, and he's a
So
for days.
I've got a 09 Harley Davidson Fat Boy.
Oh.
Bro, it's gangster as fuck.
Yeah. She's shiny as. But
nice.
I pulled up in and it's 23 and I was like, oh, the gate's open. So I pulled in and I was like, oh, there's no one around.
I walked down the driveway and all I see is this brother on his Harley, like facing that way, just like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
this guy comes in and he goes,
I was just like this.
I don't know who you are, but what are you?
Yeah.
I said, bro, it's me, Rich. And he, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my dad have this thing where I haven't talked to him about it for years, but. So I do like Harleys. I like Harleys. But my dad's a Triumph man.
Oh, yeah.
Through and through. He's got a Triumph Rocket 3. It's his pride and joy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But, we used to give him a bit like... Because when we were younger, when you're young, you don't know much about anything, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you know the brands you know. Like Harley were motorbikes.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was young, I used to be like, oh, Dad, why don't you get a Harley?
Yeah,
And,
was that reaction?
Those were fighting words almost. He was like, let me tell you, boy.
What did you say, son?
Yeah, no, he's a Triumph man through and through. But it's awesome.
Cool. Choice, man. Thanks for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Choice.
Until next time, brother.
I think we'll keep in touch, man, and I'm definitely keen to come out to a meeting and just sit in and meet some people, and always keen on that.
Cool as, man.
Brother, all right. Do you mind if I walk him out? Because I need to go to the bathroom.
Sit down, family.
Have you been to the bathroom? Do you need a bathroom break?
No,
'Cause I
no,
need
I'm
one.
good.
Can
Oh.
I put quick?
My wife just texted me and said, the guy's parked his bike in my way.
Wait, come on.